Amazing grace. All my life. Amazing grace. Hello, 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 hello. I'm so excited. So many people are already waiting. Good evening, everyone. This is Zyna Obasi reaching you live from Nigeria here in the federal capital city. And the program you are on is The Waiting Room with Zyna. My name is Zyna, so I'm the one. Welcome, guys. Welcome. It's been an amazing, wonderful experience hosting this amazing program. And I'm sure some of you are looking for my hair. This is the new look, guys. I'm loving it. I'm sure you are. If you're not used to this, don't worry. You get used to it with time. Okay. But I'm excited to have you today on this show. I'm excited. Those of you joining from YouTube, from Facebook and Zoom. I'm so excited that we are now live on YouTube. So no more hassle of editing. Thank you, guys. Thank you for keeping this program going, for always being there, for your feedbacks, for your comments, for your likes, your shares, and the encouragement I get one-on-one from people who private chats me, those who have my number, some send to me on social media saying thank you for this. I just obeyed. I just obeyed, and it's turned out to be an amazing experience. I'm even having fun. So thank you. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. And then some people are joining us on YouTube already. So this is our second episode on YouTube. So you won't understand. My YouTube channel was not. I wasn't going live, but now I'm excited. Two people have joined already. Thank you. Welcome to this amazing program. The Waiting Room with Zyna. I'm the author of this wonderful book here. I always like to show a copy so you can see, whenever you see it, you recognize it. This is my book. This book is the reason we have this show. Okay? I pray the network does not disturb this recording today because it's going to be a very serious, and exciting and interesting session. So, like I said, my name is Zyna Obasi, and I wrote that amazing book, Zyna's Waiting, which chronicled my experience, okay, in the waiting room. And that experience in the waiting room was what led to this. I wrote that book because it healed me. When I got the inspiration about the book, I noted them down and it healed me from my waiting experience. I actually waited for 17 years. Yes, 17 years of childlessness. God, we have a baby. Our baby lost now, and she's an amazing child. There's nothing I would have asked God for than that child. I mean, I couldn't ask for any other child. She is amazing, and I'm not just saying it because she's my child. Everybody that comes across her knows that so it's like said, for waiting this long, this is it. Just give me an extra. In one person, give me an extra. In one person, she's like 10 people in one. So I'm grateful to God that He answered our prayer. And I like to point out to everyone who is waiting, the way baby came is one of the ways that God can give. And I keep telling people, yes, you can love that adopted child. Some people keep asking me, can I zero your mind on one thing? Open your heart and let God help you. This is a waiting program, so we're going to be talking about different options. Today's all of things that you come about, go deep into the waiting experience. You come across a lot of things. Knowledge will just come from every experience. So I'm going to be sharing a little bit of what I know concerning the medical experiences. Later in the program, we're going to be bringing people to talk about different aspects. Those are the professionals and all of that. And people who have waited and gotten children through some of these means, they are going to speak to us later in the program. Not today, some other time. But now I'm just going to talk about the things I know about the medical treatments. Now, this may surprise some of you. Some people are waiting. I said it earlier on in the program, I think the 7th episode or so. People are waiting, but they do not know what to do. I've come across a lot of people who are waiting, and I was shocked that some of them are even much younger than myself. At least one of them I asked, what have you been doing? She said you are waiting for like 6 years. I said, so what have you done? She said nothing. So in her own case, they just go to church, and whenever they call for altar call, she goes out with her husband to go receive prayers, and that's it. I asked her if she has been to the hospital. She said no. I said, so who certified you waiting? And she was looking at me. I'm like, no, you cannot say you're waiting when you don't even know what you're waiting for. How are you a waiting woman when you don't know if you have a problem or not? You may not even have a problem. It might just be a wrong timing. Somebody needs to help and guide you to get you to the point where you know, okay, this is what my problem is. I'm waiting in this area or that area. You're not just going to sit down and, throw your arms like that and in the air and remain a waiting person. So I advised her and her husband to go for tests. So that is one thing I know a lot of people do not even do. They don't know they're supposed to go for tests. They don't know they're supposed to go and meet someone who will help talk to them about their experiences to certify them waiting, and then tell them, okay, you're waiting in this area, that's what you need to do, or that's what you need to do. So before you say you're waiting, you must be able to know or ascertain what your problem is. So I want a little of what I have come across all these years of waiting. First of all, I know that age plays a very big number, a big role for a woman especially. Age is very important. These are some of the factors that can lead you to waiting. Some of them, number one is age. For a woman, age is very important, and that is why even now in Nigeria, so because we have a lot of people who have money, single ladies who have money, who have not settled down to have a marriage or whatever client. Don't forget, if you want children sometime in the future, the best thing you can do now is to freeze your eggs. You can freeze your eggs now that you have no problem. So what I advise is any woman who is 25 should go see a gynecologist. Just go check. If you can't do it, if you can do it earlier, do it. If you can afford it at 20, you should. I mean, I would do that for my children if they are getting to that age of 20, whatever. Just let the doctors make sure that there is no problem. If there's anything that can be solved, they can be solved immediately. So if you have money and you're working and you are not ready to have children for now, but you know that you're going to have children sometime in the future, or you would like to have children sometime in the future, go freeze your eggs. That's a good thing to do. Freeze your eggs and let them be. So that when you're getting to that age where they would have told you there's a complication with your eggs and all of that, your eggs are already safe. You just go for them and then go and do what you want to do. So freezing of eggs is very important because age plays a very big role in the fertility world. Of course, all of these things I'm saying, God can override anything. Don't get me wrong, He can override anything. But you don't sit down and fold your arms. You have to do your own part, okay? Number 2, fallopian tubes. It could be a fallopian tube problem. Some fallopian tubes are blocked, some are scarred. They are not straight. Like there's an obstruction. When there is an obstruction, the sperms will not be able to swing through. So you need to make sure that all of that is taken care of. Okay, so you make sure that your fallopian tubes are not blocked, that everything is okay. Check. Those are the factors that could cause your infertility. It could also be the irregular uterine shape. The uterus has a particular shape it has to be. If there is an irregular shape, it can affect the pregnancy from happening. So the doctors will have to look at you and make sure that there is no irregular shape. Sometimes it is lining, the lining of the uterus. If there are because when a woman bleeds in a month body is, sometimes the blood is not able to flow very well, and that is why, and this is marketing, that is why I seriously advise every woman to use a pad that has the iron, the natural iron and the natural energy. Okay, so you must make sure that you have pads that have the ability to extract, not the ones that are just dormant and waiting to receive, the ones that can take out of that, when they have that energy to draw out what is inside, the leftover of the blood, so that nothing is retained in the linings of the uterus. Because if there is something like that, it can begin to pile up and it can cause infection and other things, and it can deshape the linings of the uterus. So you need to make sure that that's not a problem. Another problem is as simple as that is, some people do not ovulate, but ovulation happens 14 days after from your cycle, the 14th day from the day your cycle began. That is when, but some people's own don't happen like that, even though that is the norm. Some people ovulate maybe just one day. Meanwhile, it's supposed to be from that day you started your flow, you count to the 14th day, then you count 2 alternate days back and 2 alternate days after that to have sex, so that you can give your body the time to recover and then go ahead. Your body is such that you only ovulate once. You need help to find out when. That is why you need the professionals and the specialists. They will be able to calculate for you and tell you that, okay, on so day, they will give you certain things to help you. Sometimes you take medication, sometimes you use a test. There's a detector, an ovulation test kit that they can recommend for you to use, and then you know what day it is most likely to happen. These things can take 1 month or 2 and you get pregnant without even stressing yourself, without swallowing any pill. But if you don't go, you will not know, and you will not find out what the problem is. Okay, so another factor could be the male factor, what we call the male factor. In the whole infertility issue, 30% of infertility cases today are due to sperm related issues, and that is the male factor. 30%. Now, last week, I talked about the relationships we have, especially with our in-laws. When we are waiting, some people said I was on fire. I said, why wouldn't I be? Because in-laws have caused a lot of harm in this waiting room thing. Thank God I didn't experience it. I don't know how I would have carried that kind of burden. I kudos to the women that are dealing with in-laws problem. I mean, I can't even wrap my head around it. So I talked about it. But if they knew that 30% of the infertility cases today are due to sperm related issues, maybe they will leave the woman alone and not go and trouble her. Because it's not only the women. That's what I'm trying to bring out. Men also have their own contributory factors. Some of them are the reason their wives are not pregnant. But the ego is the number one problem. Most men don't want to go for tests. They don't want to hear, and 72 children. You can't tell me that. In my family, we don't have any problem. Is it my family that has problem? Hello, my mother had 8 children. So it could be you, okay? So if it is in a family where 2 people are waiting, you need to understand that everybody is in this. That was the point I asked you. You are together. There is no it's my fault or it's my wife's fault. It is a problem for the family, and as long as both of you are in it together. Oh my God, I've just lost my Zoom. This network is really poor. I'm so sorry. I'm going to try and switch to another network provider. Okay, it's back on. Is it back on? It's back on. The network is really terrible. Hopefully it doesn't go off again. Okay, so moving on. I was saying it could be the man. So let's not rule out that possibility and say it's just the woman. So when there is a waiting issue, it is everybody's problem. So let's all join hands together and find solution to it. That's my own. Okay? So find solution to the problem together. And one of the things that happens when there is a waiting problem in a family, it's Okay, I'm muted. I'm sorry about that. Okay, we're back on. Okay, so one of the issues for the men is low sperm count. It is very, very common. You will be surprised. I mean, if you approach any of these fertility hospitals, they will tell you 70% of men that come there, low sperm count. Some of them, no sperm count at all. Does he ejaculate? Yes. Does something come out? Yes. That thing that comes out, the semen, comes out. But what is in the semen is the sperm. So what comes out of the man, there's no life, living sperm. So some men are carrying themselves and say, but I can do, I have action, I can do, I can pour. Nothing is inside. There's no baby there. So when you pour and there's no life, there's no way the woman is going to carry. She will not carry a ghost. So you have to go and check and make sure that from your own end, everything is check, check, check. Another problem is abnormal sperm movement or shape. Some sperms are coming out, but they are like this. Voila. They are not. Sperm are supposed to move. Sperms, if you see the movies of how they before, because the lifespan is very short, before they can get to that egg to go and fertilize it, they are dead. So when they are dead, how would they get there? So you are doing action, nothing is happening. But these things can be helped. So that's why you need to first of all find out what the issue is. Both the mama and the papa in the waiting room, you have to both find out where is it coming from, not who. It is a where and it's a what. It is not a who. You start looking for who to blame. No, it is a together, our problem. You find out the problem. And the causes of these things are maybe trauma. A man can go through some experiences and get traumatized, and it will affect him. You will be surprised at what is happening. It will traumatize him, and you will not be able to have any of these active sperms or move sperms that can move. He will have it for the rest of his life, except it is treated. Sometimes it is not just medication. Sometimes medication and what's it called, and supplements. Sometimes it's psychology. So all of these things are happening. We need to know. Sometimes you can't even go, don't even take away the alcohol. I'm not saying you should not enjoy yourself, but that thing that you're looking for, how bad is it? How serious are you looking for these children? Because if you're very serious about it and they say do this, you should be able to do it. So sometimes it is the attitude, the what do you call it? The lifestyle or healthy lifestyles that can cause you that. Sometimes it's a medical condition. Some men have diabetes. If you have diabetes, the chances are very slim that you produce an active sperm. So these are the things that you need to find out, and then get assistance from the medical practitioners. There are things that can be done to help you in this case. And of course, sometimes it is also STDs, untreated STDs. Some people have sexually transmitted diseases and they cover it because it's probably not doing anything. They just keep it, or you may not even know that they have it. But if you have any kind of irregular discharge or activity around your body, you need to go check. Sometimes it's ego that keeps, especially men, and I'm not just trying to catch it, but it's true. Ego most times keeps men from doing this, but the question is, how bad do you want it? Some of them would rather keep that ego and go and say, I'll go and marry. They will threaten the wife, and that's why some women will go outside and carry the belly and come and give you, so that you let her be, and then you say she left her home, but you are the one giving rise for that. But that's not the topic for the day. Maybe for somebody who stoned me alive, but I'm just saying, this is a psychological. When you put people in a box, you don't expect them to cry, to stretch. So let's not push ourselves too far. Let's just try and work out together how to go about this. As far as I'm concerned, this is a we problem. I keep saying it's a we problem. So listen to your own infertility. You are now able to find solution, and they will ask you to do certain tests. Now, here is the advice. When you are married together and you've had sex, consistently for 1 year, 12 months, okay, and there's no child, you can now complain. Sometimes people just get married and say, 2 months later, no, calm down. Sometimes it's just for you to calm down, an oncologist, and have an appointment, and then let them examine you. They will examine you and they will examine your husband, because you are not going to have that child alone. I don't see how a man will go and check himself and then the wife will not go, or the wife will go and check, the man does not go. Both of you should go together. It's a we thing. I keep saying, go together, get checked. When you finish with the physical examination, they will also check for pelvic ultrasound. Sometimes the women also have infections. Like I said, if you have what's it called, if you have your period, and depending on how your own body is, if the blood does not come out all the time, and there's a residue of blood inside, it can cause an infection. So this is not that you went out or you did anything or your husband went out. It could be you, and your body is fighting you. So that's why I always say use pads that have magnetic energy. Okay, well, yeah, it worked. Okay, so they will do pelvic ultrasound. Another thing they will do is semen analysis. I won't dwell much on that again. I think I've told men enough what to do. And of course, evaluation of the uterus and fallopian tube, like I said earlier on, to know if there's any obstruction or blockage. And these blockages can be caused by infection or anything. It can be anything. So when they have that, they can check and keep, give you the best option. And these are the things that the doctors will do and find out what your problem is. The above will help the doctors to know exactly what they are dealing with. Based on what they find, they can recommend solutions for you and give you options and say, okay, this. But like I said, if you don't go to find out, you will never know. And when you are married for less than 12 months, don't fret. Even if you've gotten to the 12 months, don't fret. What I always tell people is relax your mind. Number one, you are the one that needs the child the most. Part of what I said last week was those of you that are living your lives for your in-laws, in quotes. You think, now that I've not carried, my in-laws, they will stress me. You now go and start doing things that nobody's asking you to do. You start carrying yourself like a victim. You start tiptoeing around people and letting them walk all over you because you are scared of I'm not carried. When you live like that, you give people the room to tread upon you, and then you put yourself under undue and unnecessary pressure. And if you ask any doctor, they will tell you, if you are looking for a child, pressure and your name should not come together. You must not be under pressure by any means. Just make sure that you are relaxed. They will always say it. Don't put yourself under undue pressure trying to please people, living as if you're a victim, living like you owe some people some debts you have not paid, have not given them a child. Are you God? If you are waiting, yes, you are waiting. Are you happy you are waiting? No, you are not. But don't add more petrol to your fuel, to your fire, because it's going to burn you flat. Focus on what you are looking for. You want a child, you go get yourself checked, find out what the issues are. If they have solution, while you're praying, while you're believing God, while you're doing the right thing, while you're doing everything right, do what the doctors have said. Believe, have that open mind that God is the one that gives children. I always say this in every of my programs. God, okay, it's back, thank God. If I'm giving you something to keep for me, maybe I'm traveling and I say, come and house it, I'm giving you a gift. Take care of this gift while I'm gone. It is me who's giving you. It's okay, take care of this when I come back. So it may look like a gift, but it's not really yours. Yeah, maybe my car, and you love that car, you love to drive it, and I say, okay, I'm traveling, I'm going to be away for 1 year, keep my car for me, but you can use it. So you would use it with the consciousness that it's not yours. You are doing me a favor, yes, but you are doing me a service, because you're helping me. You're not to keep it on care, you are to take care of it. I don't want to give you my car. I give you my motorcycle. You keep that one, or my keke, you keep. So if you get, so that's how I look at it. God gives us the children. Maybe you are not in the place where He wants to give you now. Maybe He wants you to get that degree. Maybe He wants you to get to that level in your office. Maybe He wants you to learn some things. Maybe He wants you to get more financially stable. Maybe He wants to teach you some common sense to understand before He throws children at you and you mess them up and mess yourself up. So don't always be about I want. Think about the one giving you this gift. Why should He give me this gift? Am I ready for this gift? Because I don't see why you wait for 20 years and then you have the pregnancy finally and you cannot pay your medical bills and you can't buy diaper for the baby. So it doesn't make sense. So don't be in a hurry to always get. Find out why you're waiting. That's what I always say. God gives us children to keep, and for His own, He knows what He wants to give you. Your job is to accept. If it is Corolla He gives you, take the Corolla. If it is Mercedes Benz, take it. If it is any other thing, Lamborghini, whatever, but make sure you take care of it. And how He gives it to you is up to Him. Your job is to take care of that child. So keep an open mind about your waiting. Until I come to you again next week, it's me, Zyna, coming to you. I love you guys. Please keep watching, keep commenting, keep